Hi and welcome to Ivy League Analytical English. I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Today it is July the 4th. Happy American Independence Day to anybody who cares about American independence. And we're on page 14 of the magazine. And yes, the article today is entitled The Woman Ochre Story. What's a woman ochre? Woman ochre, well, woman ochre is in italics, so we understand that it's the name of a thing. So then we're like, oh, we'll find out what this thing is a name of.
好，那我们今天这篇文章的标题是瞒天过海失窃的画作。好，那英文标题里面我们看到这个 woman ochre 这两个字呢，它是斜体字，所以它应该是个专有名词。那它到底什么意思？等一下我们看文章就会懂了。
And let's just jump right into the article. Woman Ochre is a work of abstract expressionism, completed in 1955 by the renowned Dutch-born American artist Willem de Kooning. The painting was purchased by a collector and donated to the University of Arizona Museum of Art. 30 years after being created, the work was cut from its frame and stolen from its museum home. Last year, the piece turned up at an antique shop in Silver City, New Mexico. Despite the painting having recently been returned, the events behind the rediscovery of woman ochre remain an enduring mystery. It had only been at the antique shop for a short time before some keen-eyed customers suggested the painting looked like a de Kooning. One customer offered to purchase it for $200,000. Today, it is estimated to be worth $150 million. Before being sold to the antique store, the stolen painting was bought in an estate sale in the tiny town of Cliff, New Mexico. The FBI is still investigating how the stolen painting found its way to the modest 3-bedroom home. Once authenticated, the piece was safely returned to its rightful home. Though not as daring as the stuff of Hollywood movie art thefts, this was an unusual crime. Most art thefts are committed by trusted employees, typically stealing from storage areas. In the case of woman ochre, a man appearing to be a patron walked leisurely up to the museum's second floor as his female accomplice chatted with the security guard. The man used a sharp blade to cut the precious painting from its wood frame. He then rolled it up and concealed it under loose-fitting clothes. Within 15 minutes, the pair had bolted in a sports car, leaving fragments of the painting's canvas edges behind as clues. Well, that's a very exciting story, actually.
这故事听起来蛮有趣的。
But you know, the way that he stole the painting definitely damages the painting.
Yeah.
Because the frame that is on the outside of the painting covers the inside painting just a little bit. So if you're cutting inside of that frame, you're definitely reducing the size of the painting a lot. And so you're reducing technically the value of the painting, although it's still worth $150 million. So I guess it's okay.
那他这个偷窃这个画作的方式，其实应该一定会伤到这个画作，因为他直接把那画作从画框上把它割下来，那一定有伤到这个画多多少少。
And based on stories of art theft that I've read, this seems to be a pretty common tactic, actually. I didn't know about employees stealing it from the back room. I think that would probably be easier. I mean, but you'd have to be the entrusted employee or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's how a lot of really high-profile paintings are stolen, which is why art security systems now include putting a sensor on the frame as to whether it's being jiggled on the wall for particularly precious pieces of art. But I guess this woman ochre wasn't precious enough to have that system, or it was stolen before this kind of system was put in place.
Yeah, Angela 老师说他所读过的或者相关的知道的相关的这种艺术画作失窃，其实很多都是直接从画框上割下来的，反而比较少听到说从这个储藏室有一个这个员工这个当内贼把它偷出来的。
But maybe that's because those are the kinds you read about are the more exciting ones.
Yeah, 不也许这些是因为它这样子感觉起来比较戏剧化，所以我们才会读到相关的报道。也许这个在储藏室被偷走了，或者是被员工偷走了，这种比较没有那么的好，没有那么的刺激，所以比较少报道。那不过 Angela 老师也提到说，就是因为这样子，所以现在大部分很值钱的画作呢，他们在画框上面都会放的感应器，所以如果有人在动那个画框的话，感应器也是会叫的。
And it's probably why the Mona Lisa has a plexiglass box over it.
Yeah, 那所以这蒙娜丽莎它这个四周有那个玻璃箱罩保护着，也许原因就是这样子。
So, Woman Ochre is the name of this piece, and that's what starts off our article. Ochre is a color. It's like mustard yellow. And so de Kooning loved to do abstract work, and so he didn't really name his paintings because they weren't really stories to him. He was like, yep, this is the woman in yellow. This is like the woman that he painted in yellow colors, basically. It's kind of a boring way to name your art, but that's what he did.
好，那这个 ochre 呢，它就是赭石。好，那在这个地方应该是指的是颜色，那颜色是这个某一种黄色。好，所以赭石色。
And the way it's done, it's kind of a naming convention. If you have a category and then you have a subcategory, the category is the first word, and then the subcategory happens after a dash. So the painting is a woman, and then subcategory, it's the yellow one.
那这种艺术作品，尤其画作，常常是第一个字呢，常常是指它的这个主要的类别，第二个字呢是次要的类别。所以这个画作很明显的，它是主要类别，它是画一个女人，次要的它这个画作呢是这个赭石色的。
I'm not sure it's just an art painting naming convention. I think it's just a general naming convention. But I can't, from at this moment, I can't 100% say for sure.
OK, 好，那这个也许不只是画作命名就是这样，很多东西的命名可能都是这样，先有种类，然后第二个才是次类。
So, Woman Ochre is a work of abstract expressionism. Abstract expressionism is a kind of art. Abstract is
抽象。
And expression to express something is
这个表示或表现，那 expressionism 就是表现主义。
Right. So it's a style of art where they wanted to express things in the real world in an abstract way. They wanted to make people look at the world around them in a new way. And I personally am not that into abstract expressionism, but for political reasons, it became a very high-end category of art, which the story is too long, but you can go into the political background of abstract expressionism. You can Google this and learn some interesting stuff. So it was completed in, or do you want to say that first?
Yeah, 这个抽象表现主义这种画风呢，它其实这个有一个很大的原因，它会变成非常的风靡，或者是变得很有名，其实是因为一些政治因素。那各位如果有兴趣的话，可以去 Google 一下，就会知道这个背后的一些故事。
I'll just say the most simple way to explain this story is that capitalists they wanted to counter the realism in Soviet realism, so they championed abstract art as being better than realistic art. That was capitalism is better than communism of the time.
所以这个跟资本主义跟共产主义之间的这个意识形态这个斗争有关系那这个资本主义吹捧这个抽象表现主义。
So that's a 20th century fight, and we're now in the 21st century.
Yeah. 不过那是20世纪的事情现在我们已经到21世纪了。
So this work that was stolen was completed in 1955 by Dutch-born American artist Willem de Kooning.
好，那这个第一句话就告诉我们，这个女人赭石色或者赭石色女人呢，它是一个 work 这作品它是什么样的作品呢？是抽象表现主义的作品。那 completed 前面省略了一个 which was 就这个是什么时候完成的呢？是1955年完成的。by 由谁完成的呢？是 the renowned 就是颇负盛名的名闻遐迩的 famous 这个在荷兰出生于荷兰的美国，也就是荷裔美国人这个艺术家，他的名字叫 Willem de Kooning.
So this painting was purchased by a collector, as they often are, and donated to the University of Arizona Museum of Art. When a collector donates to a museum, usually they're either donating one very expensive painting or they're donating their collection to the museum. Like usually when people die, they donate their collection to museums.
好，所以他说这一幅画呢 was purchased by 它是由谁买呢？有一位 collector 一个收藏家买去了，然后呢 and donated 他捐赠这个画给这个亚利桑那大学艺术博物馆。那像通常来讲，私人的收藏品捐给博物馆有的时候可能是一件，有的时候可能是这个好几件。那很多时候都是当这个收藏家他过世了或怎么样的时候，就会把他的收藏品捐给博物馆。
Now, 30 years after being created, so that puts us in the mid-1980s. So this work was, in the mid-80s, it was cut from its frame and stolen from its museum home. I like how this sentence is like, it was stolen from its museum home. It makes the painting feel a little bit sad and lonely, like, poor thing, it was stolen from its home. They could have just said stolen from the museum, but to say its museum home makes it feel more personal.
好，所以呢，在30年after being created， 那它被完成、被创作之后的30年呢，大概已经到1980年代了它被从画框上切下来或者裁下来 ，and stolen 被偷了。那从它的这个博物馆的家被偷了，那加了这个 home 之后呢，你会比较有强烈的那种情感的感觉那觉得哇，好可怜！你看他从家里面这样被偷走了。
Last year, the piece turned up. So last year is like 40 years after it was stolen, more or less. Ish? 30 years. Yeah. So it turned up. If something turns up, it shows up, it becomes able to be seen again. It turned up, or it appeared at an antique shop in Silver City, New Mexico. So not that far away from where it was stolen. Usually you think it's probably on the other side of the world.
好，所以呢，这个去年呢 ，the piece 就是指这一个画作呢，turned up 这个 turn up 这个字呢，它常常可以表示 to be found 的意思或者是 to make an appearance 就突然出现了或者被找到了那在哪里找到呢？在一个 antique shop 一个古董店是在 Silver City 在 New Mexico， 所以其实没有很远的地方在找到了。
Despite the painting having recently been returned, so even though it just got returned, the events behind the rediscovery of woman ochre remain an enduring mystery. So even though it just happened, we're still not really sure how or why it got rediscovered.
所以这个句他说despite 尽管 having recently been returned 所以尽管最近它被归还了，也就因为找到了，所以归还了那 the events behind 这个事件呢，在什么之后呢？在这个 rediscovery 这幅画重新被发现背后的这个事件呢 ，remain 仍然是一个 enduring mystery enduring 就是长期存在的 continuing 或者是 lasting 表示呢，它这个谜呢一直还存在还没有被解的意思，所以大家都还不太知道背后到底什么故事，它到底怎么丢的，然后为什么会这样被找到，然后为什么最后怎么样归还的。
I'm going to say it's not a complete mystery. We know some of the reasons of how, or some of the events of its rediscovery, but there is one big mystery that hasn't been solved. So yeah, and that person is, the person behind it is dead, so we can't ask.
Yeah. 好，所以这个也许不是全部大家都不知道但是至少有一些重要的关键性的一些问题，恐怕目前为止还是一个 mystery。
So it, meaning the painting, had only been at the antique shop for a short time. It was only there a little bit before some keen-eyed customers, some customers who understand the value of things, suggested that the painting looked like a de Kooning. They're like, hey, that painting looks like a de Kooning, but why would it be in this average run-of-the-mill antique shop, huh?
那我们来看看这句，一开始他说 it had only been 这个是过去完成式，在某一个点之前它只有怎么样 at the antique shop 在这个古董店 for a short time 只是在很短的时间 before 就在它被怎么样被发现之前，它才在这个古董店没待多少时间那在什么事情发生之前呢 before some keen-eyed 就是眼尖的眼睛很利的 customers 这个一些不止一个，看起来是 customers 不止一位的这个顾客呢，眼睛很尖 suggested 他们暗示，他们觉得就跟着老板讲说，这个 painting 怎么样 looked like 看起来像是一个这个 de Kooning 那意思就是所谓的de Kooning 意思就是他的作品他的一件作品，所以有人看到这个作品这个看起来很像 de Kooning 的画
One customer offered to purchase it for $200,000 US, which is not a small amount of money, but it's not a large amount of money for a de Kooning either. And I'm thinking, why didn't they? There's a whole story behind this sentence. Why didn't they? Why was it $200,000? Was the shop even selling it for that? Did they offer too much?
Yeah.
Like, what if it was up there for like $300? Wouldn't you just bought it for $300?
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole story behind this sentence. I know it. I want to know it now.
Yeah, 这个背后一定有很多故事，因为他这里讲说有一个 customer offered 他出价要买这幅画，要花$20万买，$20万其实也不算小数字，但是他这个20万是他的标价吗？ 还是说他标的很便宜，然后他要出20万，而且 offered 感觉起来他是不是有卖？感觉起来
Well, he didn't. That's what I was going to point out.
Yeah.
He offered to pay it, or she offered to pay for it. If someone has offered to do something, but it's in the past tense, that means that it didn't go through.
所以这地方这个 offered 啊，它是过去式，所以呢，他很清楚地告诉我们，他出了这个价，但是没有成功啊，他没有买成。
Otherwise, it would have bought it for.
Yeah. 如果是买成的话，他会用 bought 这个字。Yeah.
And so, but then that person, she would have been owning a stolen painting, so it wouldn't have actually been good for her if she had gone through with buying it, if the sale had gone through. Because, stolen property is still stolen property.
Yeah. 不过这个后来证明是失窃的画作，所以还好也没有买成。买成的话，他就损失很大。
She wouldn't have got her money for it anyways. The instant she put it up for legitimate auction, it would have come out, and then she would have found herself under investigation and bad. So, good thing she didn't. Today, the painting is estimated to be worth $150 million.
好，那今天呢，这幅画被估计这个价值多少呢？$1.5 亿真是不得了。
So before being sold to the antique store, how did the store get it? Well, the stolen painting was bought in an estate sale. An estate sale is this: when a person dies and there are no heirs, or the heirs do not want the possessions of the deceased person, you have an estate sale. Usually they basically open up the house, put a tag on everything in the house and say, if you want it, come get it. So my mom, when she moved actually from her big old house to her new tiny apartment, she had an estate sale, even though she wasn't deceased, thank goodness. So it's not always a deceased person, but usually. It's basically when the entire house, all of the contents of a house get sold out of the house, and then usually the house is sold later.
这个很有趣啊，大家特别注意哈。就是这个 estate sale 不是卖房子这个 estate sale 刚刚 Angela 讲说，通常呢它是这个没有人继承的房产房屋所以这个人过世，要么就没有继承人，要么就是大家不要继承。那这个时候呢，他们会卖，但是卖的不是房子，卖的是房子内容这房子里面的东西，他把它卖掉。那房子呢是后来才会再出售，所以这个 estate sale 卖的不是房子卖的是呢 contents of the house。好，所以呢这个地方我们看到这个句子，他说在他被卖到这个古董店之前呢，这一个失窃的画作 the stolen painting was bought 被买，怎么讲买呢？就在一次这个 estate sale 里面这个买到的，所以显然就是这个人过世了原来的这个主人过世了，然后呢这个大概没有人继承或怎么样，他就把这个，或者是他要搬到很远的地方去，总之就是把这个这样子卖的时候呢买到了这一幅画。那这个 estate sale 是在哪里呢？是在这个 tiny town tiny 是非常小的意思，在这 Cliff 也是在 New Mexico。
So the FBI is still investigating how the stolen painting found its way to the modest 3-bedroom home. Did the owner buy it? Was the owner part of the theft? That's the mystery part.
那这个 FBI 呢 is still investigating 他们现在仍然在这个调查这一个失窃的画作是怎么样的 found its way to， 就是一路到了像自己在找路一样一路到了这一个 modest， 就是不起眼的这一个 3-bedroom home。 所以这个家呢estate sale 的这个家其实也不是什么豪宅它只是一个3间房间的一个房子所以是一般美国中产房子所以他们也觉得奇怪，为什么这个画会怎么样一路到了这个不起眼的地方。
Maybe that person, their whole life's dream was to own a de Kooning.
Yeah, 也许那个人他一辈子的梦想就是要有一幅这样的画。
And they spent the money on the painting and not the house?
Yeah, and couldn't pay whatever and then
Right? Like, there's so many stories. You could write a novel.
Yeah.
Anyways, once authenticated, once it was proven to be what it is, the piece was safely returned to its rightful home. So there it is, back at home in the museum.
那 authenticate 就是鉴定这个它是真的，所以它一旦被鉴定是真的呢，这一个 the piece 这个画作呢 was safely returned to 就安全的送回了它的 rightful， 就是它这个应当合法的或者是适当的这个家，也就是它这个博物馆。
So even though it's not as daring as the stuff of Hollywood movie art thefts, this was an unusual crime. It's weird because the painting turned up so closely to where it was stolen from.
Yeah, 虽然呢不是那么的 daring， 就是大胆或者冒险 不像好莱坞电影里面的那些那个情节 stuff 啊，就是好莱坞电影里面演的那些东西啊，像好莱坞的怎么样电影呢？就是一个 robbery 啊，或者是一个这个窃盗啊，所以艺术窃案呢，好莱坞电影里面的艺术窃案啊，那这个实际的案子比不上那个好莱坞电影里面的艺术窃案那么的大胆，那么的冒险，但是这仍然是一个 unusual 很不寻常的一个犯罪。
Most art thefts are committed by trusted employees, but you could only do this once, right, in your lifetime.
Yeah.
And they typically steal from storage areas, so they're already rolled up or whatever.
大多数的艺术窃案 art thefts are committed 犯下是谁犯的呢？是 trusted 一些受信任的 employees 员工。那 typically 就是通常啊是这样子的，通常都是从哪里偷呢？从这个 storage areas 储存区里面把它偷出来的。
But in the case of Woman Ochre, a man appearing to be a patron, he was just a normal museum visitor. He walked leisurely up to the museum's second floor. He was just casually walking up there, and his female accomplice, so a woman who was working with him, chatted with the security guard to distract them.
那 in the case 就是在这个案例这个案子啊，这 Woman Ochre 这个案例里面呢 ，a man 有一个人呢 appearing to be a patron 看起来像是个常客一个顾客啊，他怎么样 walked leisurely up 啊，就是很悠闲的 leisurely 从容不迫的走向怎么样？走上了这个博物馆的2楼。那as 另外一方面呢，他的一位女性的共犯 accomplice chatted with 和谁聊天？和谁聊天呢？和 the security guard 和警卫聊天。好，所以警卫就没有注意到。
The man used a sharp blade to cut the precious painting from its wood frame. Why did we say blade? Because if we said knife, it would be a very specific object, and it could have been a box cutter, which looks very different from a knife. So the most simple word you can use to identify something that's cutting without identifying any particular kind of cutting tool is to say it was a blade.
Yeah, 好，所以这个 blade 比较没有那么明确。你如果讲 knife 的话，就很明确的是某一种刀。啊，所以这个 a sharp blade 这个在中文差不多类似我们讲的利刃啊，这个感觉起来很像哈。所以呢，这个人呢，他用了一个利刃把这一幅这个珍贵的画从他的木框上面割下来。
He then rolled it up, he rolled the painting up and concealed it under loose-fitting clothes.
Loose-fitting clothes 就是宽松的衣服，所以他很快的把那个画卷起来，然后 concealed 就是 hide， 把它藏在他的宽松的衣服底下。
I just want to say something quick. I know we don't have time. If you're rolling an oil painting, roll it with the paint to the outside. Even if you're not stealing it, even if it's yours. Roll it with the paint to the outside, because if you roll it with the paint to the inside, you compress the paint, and then when you open it back up, the cracks will show.
所以各位要卷油画的时候呢，那个有颜色那一面要在外面啊，因为你如果卷反了的话呢，这个油画它的颜料会会压缩到，那到时候你这个画就毁了。
So, within 15 minutes, the pair had bolted. They had run away quickly in a sports car, leaving fragments of the painting's canvas edges behind as clues.
好，所以 within 15 minutes 不到15分钟，这一对这个搭档呢，他们就 bolted， 就是 to move suddenly 或者 quickly 啊，他们很快就跳入了一个这个 sports car 一个跑车，然后呢留下的 fragments 碎片啊，什么碎片呢？这个画它的 canvas edges 它的这个帆布的边缘的一些这个碎片留下来啊，就变成了线索 clues。
All I'm going to say is that art thief had nerves of steel.
啊，他们真的很大胆哈，就可以这样偷东西。
We have some questions here for you. Number 1 is, which of the following is not true about the artist in this reading?
关于本文这个里面谈到的艺术家，底下哪一个叙述是错的？
The answer is D. He did not donate Woman Ochre to a university art museum.
答案是 D， 因为 D 说他把这个 Woman Ochre 啊，这个捐给一个大学艺术博物馆啊，这个不是画家自己捐的，是一个 collector 捐的，所以这个叙述是错的，因此它是正确答案。
Number 2, what is the enduring mystery referred to in the first paragraph?
第一段里面的这个 enduring mystery 啊，指的是什么呢？
The answer is B, how the piece turned up in an estate sale, also at such a, middle class estate sale.
Yeah, 答案是 B 哈，那幅画作是如何出现在这样的一个 estate sale 里面呢？
And number 3, why did the painting have to be authenticated before it could be recovered by the museum?
好，那为什么这幅画在被博物馆重新收回之前需要经过鉴定呢？
The answer is C. The routine procedure ensured that the work was real and not a copy.
当然这答案是 C 因为这一套这个例行的程序是要确保这个作品是真迹。
And number 4, what made the crime unusual according to the reading?
根据本文，这一起犯罪有什么不寻常之处呢？
The answer is A. The criminals and the nature of their methods.
答案是 A. 罪犯跟他们犯罪手法的这个本质。
Okay, well, that's all the time we have, but we'll see you again next time for more Ivy League Analytical English. Until then, bye-bye.